Ietsénhaienhs Tonya Perron for this week's Chief's Uncut. Today I want to take the opportunity to provide some information to the community about cannabis. I've been receiving a number of concerns and I won't call them complaints, but concerns about the fact that the sale of cannabis will be happening soon within the community. Everybody's aware that the dispensary licensing application has been opened and that we will eventually have a limited amount of dispensaries in the community. So to address some of those concerns, I wanted to provide a little bit of an educational piece and then also an informative piece. Very, very difficult to do in a very limited time, but I'll try my best. So just to start off, I wanted to remind everybody that although cannabis is legal, it is still a regulated product. So similar to alcohol, similar to prescription drugs, regulated, lots of rules around it. Sometimes those rules can become very confusing. I think to hit the high points, most important to note with cannabis, it is legal to possess provided that the product is a regulated product. So it has to come from a licensed retailer, licensed dispensary. It is limited in the amount that you can possess. So 30 grams is the legal possession amount. You're not to sell it without a permit from a licensed or regulatory body, a licensing authority or regulatory body. Anybody under the age of 21 should not be in possession of it, should not be sold the product, and should not even be given the product. So no sharing by those that are of legal age with anybody under the legal age. Also, very important, no driving while under the influence of cannabis. And that means you shouldn't be driving and consuming the product. And I know you've all been behind somebody at the wheel, you smell it, you see the smoke coming out of their car. That's not legal. In fact, it's illegal to drive a motor or operate a motor vehicle within 2 hours after consuming it. So very important to keep these things in mind because there's still the possibility of criminal offenses being, or criminal charges, being laid against people if they're not using the product within the legal parameters, if they're not distributing the product in the legal parameters, if they're not possessing the product in the legal parameters. Some of that also might just be, regulatory, a ticket, but still there's consequences. More importantly, in terms of the dispensaries opening and some concerns around the potential increase of use or impacts on the youth in the community, there's very strict regulations for the dispensaries to be licensed and to be opened. First and foremost, the licenses are limited to a number of licensed dispensaries. Right now, the maximum is 3. Doesn't mean it will be 3, but that's the maximum. There's also very strict rules around location. Can't be near schools or daycares. We don't want to promote it to youth. There's also going to be strict requirements in terms of the setup. So no entrance to anybody under 21, somebody at the door checking the IDs. You are not able to visibly see the product through the glass, so no viewing. There has to be darkened windows or whatever the case may be. The retailer dispensary has to sell product that is licensed product so that it's safe. So all of that to say that we are putting in all of the pieces necessary to have it very strictly regulated for health and safety of everybody, including youth, and to keep it away from the youth as much as possible. I know that there's a lot of concern around youth abuse, and as I said, there's some fear about the dispensaries opening and it increasing. I don't believe that that's going to contribute to an increase. I think that just mere the fact that it's been rendered legal is kind of what's creating this increase in people's misunderstanding and misinformation. So I think it's very important that everyone educate themselves and that the education be provided. And education is a collaborative effort by the whole community. So it means peacekeepers, KMHC, KSCS, the schools, MCK, we all play a role in this and ensuring that the education is there. But I think most importantly, especially when we're speaking about youth, it's very important for the parents. The education has to start at home. Parents, you can reach out to myself, KSCS, KMHC, if you need any other information or if anybody has any concerns about addictions, please reach out, get that information, seek the help. that's necessary. And together, I think, this will go great. So thank you everyone for listening. I know it was very quick. I spoke very quickly, but I thought it was important to address this. Yawa, Anna.